If you ever change your mind, how about leaving him behind? And all your garments too. Oh, bring to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me. Yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast. And today, we have a really special guest in the building. Listen, this is his second time in the city, but this is the first time I'm talking to him. You know, we have in the building today, we have Fada Blind, a.k.a. NIGY BOY, in the building today. What's going on, big boss?
I'm doing wonderful, man. One Muscle.
Yeah.
Pleasure being back in Canada.
Definitely. And how is it treating you so far? Because I know you just landed not too long ago, but how's the vibe right now in Toronto?
It's very vibrant. Yeah. You know, it feels like a Friday night here. Mm-hmm. It's not too cold, which I am very, very thankful for. Mm-hmm. And the people who I've been able to interact with thus far has, greeted me very, very warmly. So It's been wonderful thus far.
Definitely. And I know you've had an amazing 2024. Mm-hmm. I've seen you country to country, stage to stage. Yeah. The other day you were on Sharkey Seafood Festival, Sumfest, everywhere. So how do you find your 2024 has been so far?
Oh, it's been a roller coaster. Majority of the times ups. I haven't felt things go sideways or down. It's just been a wonderful ride. Yeah, man, 2024 is definitely the year. Mm-hmm.
And is this what you pictured when you sat down and yourself said, listen, I really want to get the break? Was this what you pictured was going to really happen? This was how wild it was going to get?
No.
Yeah.
You never know what's behind the gate. But when the gate opens, expect all sorts of things to happen. I never knew what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. I got the break and the continent, the song was blowing up, going everywhere, topping charts. And I was just there for that first month. Mm-hmm. And by the end of January into February, everything changed. Everything changed. It was just movement here, there, Guyana to Jamaica to where did I go? All sorts of places I can't remember now.
Bahamas, I think Trinidad. You've been
not Trinidad yet.
Bahamas, though.
It's on the way. Yeah, man. Bahamas, Grenada. St. Kitts,
England.
England, yes. All sorts of places. Now I'm in Canada, and I was in Canada before.
Yeah.
All sorts of places. I can't remember. Cayman Islands, British Virgin Islands, Tortola. Yeah. All sorts of places. It's probably going to take me a while to list them all.
Yeah. No, definitely. And it's amazing to see what, again, you believe in yourself, and you just taking up on the internet and picking up Instagram and doing these videos that just led you to this seat right here, right now.
Mm-hmm. It's all a process. And I believe that, a process such as this, it cannot be rushed. And everything is all left up to time and chance. I was very fortunate that since I started doing all these little video snippets when I started back in 2020, I was very fortunate that the people saw my talent and decided to put their full support behind it. And it just so happened that it took about 4 years for everything to fully materialize. And here we are. And now we're sitting in Muscle Studio. Yeah, man.
100%. You see, you know what people like about you, boss? Your personality is so jovial. It's like a old and young personality all in one. I could tell your greatest influence as a man had to be your grandfather.
Yeah, one granddad, man.
Trust me.
Definitely.
If you ever wanted to go into voice acting, playing like an old man would be the perfect role for you.
I've actually thought about it.
Yeah.
Voice acting. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Netflix can give me something.
You never know. Definitely, I think that because you have the personality, even in your songs, if you listen closely, the personality still shines through in those songs there.
Yeah, man.
Certain things you say, it's like, this man's really a 60-year-old man that looks young.
It's like I tell the ladies all the time, don't call me out. I'm an old man trapped in a young man's body. Yeah, man. Dangerous.
Trust me. You know what I mean? Because I know there's two things that you really love, and I call them G and G. God and girls.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
one can't go without the other. It's because of the Lord that women are on this planet Earth here. And him say, be fruitful and multiply. So me have to grab a roll or so as me go along. You see me? I say, yeah, man.
Yeah. Your vibe, your energy is so crazy. We usually like to take it from beginning and then bring it right up to 2024. Montego Bay, that's originally where you're from.
Yes.
What was it like growing up in Montego Bay back then?
It was an experience. Probably a lot of people thought that growing up as a young child that I would have had a lot of disadvantages, that, you know, I would feel left out and ostracized, but it was far from that. My childhood was normal. It was as normal as it could get, you know. I was able to interact with all the children in the community. You know, we played with the trucks and the cars that we got at Christmas time, or whenever mommy or, you know, auntie could get some money to buy this or that. You know, grandfather would normally buy stuff too, and, you know, we sit down, we play with the trucks and the cars. I'm on thief my car, I fight him for my car, you know. I remember, so my family, they're big in the tourism sector as far as like the crafts industry.
Okay.
And I used to go to this place, Harbor Street Craft Market, because that's where they have all their shopping stalls and stuff like that, where they sell like carvings and jewelry, clothing to tourists. And I remember I used to push, you know, those crates that you put drinks back in and stuff like that. All right. So I used to push the kids, sighted kids, in those crates across the market, you know? And I remember fond memories like that. So my childhood was pretty normal. And people would say, you know, oh, but Fada Blind, man, him can't say nothing. You know, I didn't let that deter me. I didn't let that stop me. And the fortunate thing about my life experience is that I've always had this huge support system behind me that never felt the need to coddle me. You know, they always thought it would be better for me to go out and experience life, and they would do whatever they could to support me and assist me along the way, you know? So my childhood is pretty normal.
Definitely. And when did you realize that you were different, or they had to point out to you, say, okay, you know what, there's something different about you where people could see and you can't see? When did you notice the difference?
I noticed it when I was very, very, very young, because I had, you know, that interaction with all the other kids around me. They would do things that it took me a longer time to accomplish, you know. But when it really hit home that I was different was when I went to the Salvation Army School for the Blind in Kingston. You know, when I got there, I realized that I was in an environment, I was in a community where, you know, it was filled with similarly situated people. You know, I was blind. This other person probably had some usable vision, but they still had certain difficulties or challenges. And then this other person, they had this, you know, eye defect. This other person probably is totally blind as well. So, you know, I was in that community and everybody was operating on the same wavelength, you know, and that was really what showed me that, okay, I really am. Different.
That was where you really discovered the real difference. Yeah.
And that was where life technically started for me. You know, that was the place I was able to go to and, you know, develop independent life skills. That's the place I went to and learned how to make a bed. That's the place I went to and learned how to clean a bathroom, for example. That's the place I went to and learned how to do Braille. And you know, Braille is very, very integral in my life nowadays. For example, you know, if I go on an elevator and there's no Braille in it, I'm going to be lost. I'm going to be stuck in that elevator for the rest of my life. Because
I wouldn't say life, but for a while.
Well, I mean, I would say the rest of my life because I don't know where the alarm button is to press emergency. No, you know, I can feel the Braille underneath it and say, oh, okay, this is the emergency button, or this is floor 1. This is main. This is ground. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. And when did you discover your voice? 'Cause I know you're coming from a musical family, but when did you discover it in yourself that, hey, I could do this?
Well, I discovered it when I was very young. But more so my eyes became opened to the fact that I could do it when I was at the Salvation Army School for the Blind, because the choir director there, her name is Mrs. Lee. When I was around 7, 8 years old in the second grade, I believe, she was the one that randomly selected me to join the school's choir.
Okay.
And then, over time I began to mature, and she started having me sing lead for a lot of the songs, for a lot of the events we would partake in. We would do like the Jamaica Children's Gospel Competition, or, participate in cultural festivals, nationally televised competitions, even go to, church events, and we would sing. And, me being in that front and center role was what really showed me that, okay, I can do this.
You could do it.
And
even because I know when you had entered a couple of competitions back then also. And was this you figured, hey, now this is my way to start getting the girls? If I could sing, girls are going to really like me now?
No.
Yeah.
No. I think for me, it was always the personality, And then, the women, he's a little and cute. And so I would use that to my advantage. I realized the singing was a part of it too, because I would sing and they would flock to me. Oh my God, why is it such amazing? So that, coupled with the personality, it pulled them in. Oh, and I'm not saying no.
No, it's just, it's very, you have a very vibrant personality.
Thank you.
I mean? I make enough jokes. But again, you could tell you really take school serious too.
I do.
You know what I mean?
I do.
When do you really start to, because I know you graduated this year.
Yes.
Storybrooke?
Yes, Tony
in New York. Okay. What got you interested in history and political science before you even got there?
Well, as far as history, I was interested in it because I knew I could do it. For the simple fact that I think my memory is great at times, So because I'm good at remembering stuff, names, dates, places, I figured, hey, I'll jump into this. And, I started learning all sorts of stuff about past civilizations and, how the world developed slowly into what it is today. And I found it to be fascinating, And then, I plan on doing law sometime in the future. That was my intended goal to pursue post-graduation from Stony Brook University, but, the music came and crept in, so it kind of...
Right now, but there's always, you see, you're never too young or too old to go back to school.
No.
You understand?
No. So I have, and the good thing is everything is happening while I'm young, so I have that time to explore and do what I need to do, But, because I wanted to do law now, I figured it would be a great thing to study history and to also study political science, because it would give me that background knowledge to go into this field, because the history, it's going to give you, and then history and political science are kind of cross-listed to some degree, because in poli-sci, there's a mix of history, the Melian dialogue, all sorts of things, and you try to make logical and political decisions based on some of those historical events that occurred. You learn about all these civilizations and their law codes, etc., etc. And then, political science kind of gives you that deeper study of, the history of law and how it developed, So that's really why I decided to choose those subjects.
Got you there. Even music now, recording. When did you professionally start to record?
Around 2021. Before that, I used to play around on my laptop. I have a friend. He's also my producer, Sage. He's also blind. He would make beats on his laptop. They have this software named Reaper, so it's basically, I guess, it's close to like Ableton and all of those. But the Reaper now, it's made to allow blind and visually impaired individuals to, have that access to beat making and recording. So he kind of coached me through the recording process as far as creating vocals. And I would record in my spare time in my room and stuff like that. But as far as professional recording, it was 2021, July of 2021, when I really started pursuing professional recording. I was able to, and this is why I thank God for the internet.
Yeah.
I was able to link up with management through the internet, Dr. Love, and I've been working with him ever since, and he got me into doing music professionally. Yeah, man.
Definitely, because I know you migrated from Jamaica to the States. What was that like for you personally? Was it a hard transition? Was it easy? Were you excited to go? What was that like for you?
It's kind of hard to say if I was excited to go. It was definitely culture shock when I got here.
For sure.
Because I never saw a train in my life. Yeah. And then you have those the taxi cabs where you have not the tap to pay, but it's basically the same thing. The tap to pay, you can put the credit card or the debit card in the machine, and you pay the driver that way. That no exists in Jamaica, as far as I know. So my world and mind was now open to a lot of new things, and so I had to spend some time assimilating, transitioning into a more diverse culture. When I went to high school over here, for example, in the US, it was truly out of many one people, because I became interwoven with this melting pot of people. You have Chinese, all sorts of Asian people, Indian people, people of all races, ethnic backgrounds, Africans. I saw Jamaican people too. So this whole melting pot of people, I was now thrown in, and I had to learn to adjust and how to cope and act around all of these different people. Whereas in Jamaica I was used to being around strictly Jamaicans. So it was definitely a major change in my life. I had to make friends all over again. And then that was also a big change for me too. Because when I was in Jamaica, I was popular.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would take the they call it the JUTC bus, for example, going to school in the mornings. And me, 5 girl every morning. One on the left, one on the right, one behind me. I had 2 in front of me. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And that's how I would travel. I couldn't even bring my braille machine because they would take it from me. They would take the bag off my back. Sometimes I not even buy lunch, because teacher I buy me lunch, and girl I buy me lunch, and girl parents I buy me lunch. I was very popular, and then because I used to sing too. So, yeah, man. So I had to adjust from that lifestyle now to being almost sort of a background character, because I'm very outgoing, but at times me kind of in a little shell.
For sure.
So I kind of melded into the background. People knew me when I went to high school. My name was everywhere, but at the same time I didn't really kick up rumpus. When that light really started shining on me in high school was, funny enough, my last year.
Yeah.
Like we would go on the senior trip, for example, and I remember a couple of the guys I went with, they said, "Yo, we're going to the swimming pool," and I'm like, "All right, I'm coming too." So we were in the swimming pool just vibing.
Swimming pool?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And the swim team captain was there. It's a girl, and I was racing with her, and we tied. And the coach, she was like, "So Nigel, why didn't you tell me that you could swim? Why didn't you join the swim team?" And I'm like, first of all, I live 2 hours away from school. By the time I leave school, and finish all of these swim activities and this and that, all of these extracurricular activities, and I get home and I have to do homework, I'm beat. I'm tired. It's failure 101. So I left it alone.
Yeah.
And then I was also jumping around from music class to music class, because when I started school, high school, I decided to take up the piano, and I was fiddling with it for about a year, and the teacher fell in love with me. How it goes. Yeah, man, I charm everywhere I go. Yeah, man.
You're a different
yeah,
character,
man. Yeah, man.
You're a different. Okay, so then let me ask you this: what do you find is the biggest difference with the girls in Jamaica opposed to the girls in US, or since you're traveling now worldwide?
Oh, that's a
Because I know that's one of your
Yeah.
favorite topics here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's very, very it's kind of hard to say, because you kind of you come in contact with a variety of personalities. Some countries you'll go, for example, Belize. Yeah, man. You go to Belize and the women there, they're just so. Let me find the word. It's very hard to put into words. They're just so modest, you know. They don't want to do anything without questioning first. Like, I'll just be standing and they're like, "Oh." They'll ask somebody around me if they can take a picture, and I'm sitting right there, or I'm standing right there, and I'm like, come, no harm, I won't bite, and then you'll go to another part of the world and they don't care. Or they'll pull you out a bus window if they have to.
They're aggressive.
But I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the demure nature. And I like the aggressive side. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The girls in Jamaica, they're stallions. I love them. Yeah, man, I love the jam down girl. Them. When they say they want something, they want it and they're going to get it if they have to do what oh, God.
Whatever they have to do. You're a different character, boss.
And
Listen.
the girls in Guyana, oh, God, what a time in GT. Oh, they're ready to get it on. I love the personalities.
Yeah.
The Bahamian girls, ooh, the bunky them big.
Because even in Guyana, I know that you shot a music video in Guyana. Karma.
Yes.
What made you decide to shoot a video in Guyana?
Well, we had a show in Guyana. Unforgettable, I believe, the Burner show.
Yes.
And we had some time there. So we said, why not enjoy the amenities that this beautiful country has to offer? And, I was in Guyana prior to going to that show. I was in Guyana February, and I have to love the country and, sing Guyana's praises all the days of my life. Because when I went to Guyana, I only had one song. And I believe that was one of the first international bookings I ever got.
Was to Guyana?
Yes.
Okay.
And when I went to Guyana with one song, there were about 25,000 people in the stadium. And it was just insane to me that, this young and upcoming talent, so many people decided to turn out and show their support. I remember leaving the venue that morning, and it was difficult for me to even walk to go to the car, we have to make them say, we are on the airport. And even when we alerted them that we were on time, women were stopping in front of me to take pics. One we tag in our friend and say, oh, come take the picture of me now. And that's how it would go. It was like a sea of women, a sea of people, just coming out to celebrate this young talent that they found to be, for lack of a better term, a star in the making, and I have to love that country. Guyana, man, it's like my second home. But I was in the country for the Unforgettable show, did the show, we had some downtime, and we said, you know what, we need to pay tribute to Guyana. What better way to do it than shooting a music video in the country? The one of the first countries that ever, reached out to accommodate me. Wonderful, man.
Because you could tell that's where you first seen your acting skill come on. It's like you could see you just love the arts, period.
I do.
Anything to do with the arts.
Yes.
Somebody I know you connected with early in your career who was Dexta Daps.
Wonderful.
How did that connection really happen? And a lot of people think that you guys are really brothers. Are you brothers?
I let the conspiracy live. I'm a boy still, man.
Yeah.
Wonderful done. Actually, how it happened was, at the time, I was doing a summer internship with a council member in New York City. And I got, dressed, ready, prepared for work. And I was heading out the door and feel the phone vibrate. So I go check and I say, a message come in. Dexta Daps, verified account. And I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was basically paying tribute and respect to my talent. And I remember we exchanged a few messages, and he was like, bless up singer, talent is unmatched. And I responded to him, and it was a whole breakdown because a lot of people they don't think I'm technologically savvy. Nowadays, I have no time to answer Instagram DMs and all of those things. But back then, I responded to him, and he was like, "Yo, so how do you do this?" Because I can't understand, and I was explaining to him how the features on the phone works, accessibility features, and his mind was blown. And we're there, talking, and he was like, "Yo, I'm having a show in Brooklyn, I believe at the time, in Coney Island, on the 20th. We should link up, And I'm like, yeah, man, we can see what go on. Me put you in contact with the people, man, who come out and we will have vibe. And him say, yeah, man. I said nothing. And the 20th came. Actually, that day I was moving into college, and I dropped my stuff off, and I went straight to the show. And, the first time in-person interaction was just great because I was traveling with a girl at the time, and I came out of the vehicle with the girl, and we're walking towards him on the Sprinter, and him go, "NIGY, you have girlfriend already, man?" I'm saying, "No, say no, we don't take me nothing to pick them up, you know, already." Yeah, man, and he started dying of laughter, and that was it. And introductions were made, and we did that show, turn over Coney Island, and then the next stop we made was Connecticut.
No, man, you could see you guys have a good connection, a good vibe.
Yeah.
And it's good. And another person you linked with early too was Mr. Vegas.
Yes.
How did you come around with linking with Vegas?
That's all thanks to my manager, Dr. Love.
Big up, Doctor.
Every time, man. I just got a message one day, and that message said, "Yo, go on, do a God song." And I'm like, all right, God song. See what can go on. So I came up with a full-on church gospel Christian song, And him say, "This is nice, but I want something more universal." And I said, all right, I dig in my brain box, and I came up with Waterfall, and he loved it. And, it was a simple 1-2, him knock it out, me knock out my part. And, one of the most powerful songs I ever created. Yeah. One of the most legendary artists I've had the opportunity of collaborating with, Yeah, man. And he's always been, one of the greatest supporters of my career and talent.
For sure. And now this is where your life completely changed. The connection with Rvssian.
One Rvssian.
All right.
Yeah, one gatekeeper. Him not claim the title, but yeah, man.
You're giving him the title.
Yeah, man. One gatekeeper, man. Because I'm up in the gate for me,
Continent. This is where even the fact that you came up with something like a continent. How did you come up with that song, and then how did you connect with Rvssian to really now this is supercharge your career now?
So as far as how I came up with this song, it all revolves around, life experiences as far as, migrating to the US, interacting with people from, various continents, because it's a whole melting pot. You have people from Asia, you have people from Africa, you have people from North and South America, all over, Europe, everywhere, and, going to college and interacting with all these ladies, because girl didn't father. It kind of gave me insight into their personalities. Like I know this one Asian girl from Korea. Yeah. Oh, she's the sweetest thing you could ever meet in your life, but you piss her off, and Asian girls them kind of feisty. Oh, she goes off on you. Yeah, man. So that coupled with a little bit of knowledge of geography. Was what really inspired me to come up with a song like Continent. And then, in a dance hall, you have Giant, them, Shabba and Beanie. Oh, girl in a bungalow, girls everywhere. So I said to myself, how can I come up with something that can possibly compete with these frontrunners, these giants, because those songs are timeless. And, Continent came about. Actually, it was my uncle who lives in Canada and a friend of mine too.
Okay.
Is in Canada. They called me probably about 2 days apart. And I guess at the time the Dirty Money was kicking up a storm, because I didn't even know that a whole challenge was going on, a whole controversy was going on surrounding the rhythm. And they told me about it. Yo, go up on Rvssian, Dirty Money rhythm, revive the thing, go club. And I sat there, I thought about it, I considered it. And, some time went by and I decided, hey, let me see what I can do. So I found a snippet of the older rhythm on YouTube, Go Club. And I came up with the first, what do you call it? The intro?
Yeah.
The first part, the intro. Came with the intro. I stood in front of my window in the college dorm at the time. And I posted it.
Yeah.
And I posted it. And it went wild. Probably like 3 hours later, I saw Rvssian leaving check marks everywhere. Disappear, me and Danger, Quest Times. And probably like 3 days later, 2 days later, I see a check mark on my page. I say, all right, I'm officially authorized now. Yeah. And then I said to myself, all right, how do I get the beat? Because I didn't know that the beat was out there and that people were recording on it. So he sent a DM and he said, send me a demo. Because I had posted another follow-up video with probably, I think it was the next 2 lines.
Yeah.
And I said, ready when you're ready, my bro. And I tagged him and he said, send the demo. And I hit him back and I said, to send me a copy of the beat. And I told him where to send it. He sent it over. The song Knockout. The song gets knocked out. I think it was late December or January. I can't remember. And then immediately as the song was finished, the video got shot. And in about 24 hours, everything changed.
Listen, it was like that January bus, you just took off running and haven't stopped till now. That was like, to see it happening is always crazy, to see somebody really get that break. You know what I mean? And then you also did Judgment with him too.
Yeah,
These were
man.
2 monster songs.
2 for 2, baby. Yeah, man. Judgment. Continent, you have to deliver a judgment afterward. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Definitely big moments. And I know another huge moment in your career would have been Sumfest, because this is almost like your homecoming now, where you got the break. Because I think you had performed earlier, but Sumfest is the biggest stage you could get. I seen the robot walk out first, and then they brought out the alien, like they're trying to bat up the alien.
Beep boop, beep
and then you took off the thing, and you gave them the gospel, and you're going on. You know, what was that feeling like, going back to Montego Bay on the biggest stage in Montego Bay and really giving it to them out there?
It was very surreal. I remember about 8 years prior to that performance, I was in the crowd at Reggae Sumfest. Yeah, man. I was, I think, general admission. I don't remember. But I was in the crowd. And I remember having that, those fold-out chairs, the little beach chairs that you could bring and put in the grass and on the beach. I had one of those on my back, and I remember I put it down and I sat and I observed all the performances that year, around 2016. That was actually the same year that Dexter got his breakout, and then, to come full circle 8 years later, and I was standing on that stage, in front of that same crowd that I was in the midst of 8 years prior. It was just surreal. It was a feeling that I can't even explain. It was unimaginable, but it was great. It was great. The people came out and they celebrated me, celebrated my talent, and I was just awestruck to know that I am here standing in front of the people in the parish which I was birthed.
Yeah.
And they're showing me all this love, all this continued endless support. I can't be nothing but humbled by it. It was great. It was great, and you know, I was very, very appreciative of, you know, the limelight, that spotlight that Sumfest, you know, shined on me, you know, to be able to stand on a platform as huge as Reggae Sumfest is, you know.
Definitely.
I can't even find the words to describe it.
Yeah, it was just different. You know, I mean, this is your homecoming.
Yes.
Can we talk about some of your antics online? I seen you bowling. I seen you driving a car. I seen you shooting hoops.
Yeah.
I seen you play dominoes. I seen you do all type. It's like you like to make fun of or light of your situation instead of anybody else making light of it.
No, this is how I look at it. Me, I'm out here living. And if I can be an example to somebody else who is in a similar situation, or, you know, in a situation that's more grave, because me, I say blindness is a blessing, baby.
You say you feel so?
Yep.
Explain.
Muscle, look at me and tell me what you see. Allow the light is shining.
Yo.
I say blindness is a blessing because no cause for concern, no complaints can be filed if anything should go right. Yeah, but the Father is blind and totally at that. But, you know, me, I want to create that space where people can be comfortable with who they are, you know, and I know that I am comfortable with who I am. Like, a lot of people would ask me, oh, so you don't wish you could see, or you don't think that there's surgery that you could do for your eyes, and me, in my mind, I've lived this way for 23 years, you know, and I haven't suffered any major setbacks that would put me in that depression corner to say, oh my God, you know, I feel like giving up. No. I'm always striving for greater. I'm always pushing ahead because I know that there's something out there for me. And I know that, you know, if I keep persevering, if I keep pushing, I'll be able to create that path, you know? So I just be myself.
Yeah.
I just be myself. And I'm thankful that the person I am is able to resonate with so many across the world, you know? And if what I do can be an example to many to just go out there and be their best selves, be their most independent selves, then let it be. You know, it's a great honor.
Definitely, because I know the other day the mayor in Montego Bay gave you an award for your contribution to entertainment. What was that like? Now, again, remember, Sumfest, big stage, now getting an award and even people acknowledging you, say, listen, you inspire other people. What's that feeling like?
It's actually crazy to think about. It's crazy to imagine because I'm only so fresh in the music industry when you think about it, like fully fresh, you know, like the gate just opened, you know, and to see that people from all walks of life are acknowledging the little that I've done thus far, it's mind-boggling, you know, and I can only be thankful, and it only fuels and motivates me to do even greater things, you know. Take the journey one step at a time, but do greater things, you know. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah. No, 100%. I'm going to ask you probably a question that most people's never asked you before, but it's interesting. When it comes to dreams, when you go to sleep, what do you dream and what do you see in your dreams, if anything at all?
I dream dreams, yes. A long time, I don't have one though.
Yeah.
So the way how my dreams work, I think it's kind of connected to outer world experiences, you know, most of them. And then there are others that it's just downright crazy. Like I remember a few years ago, I had dreamt that it's kind of crazy. This is some crazy stuff. I dreamt that I was having a conversation with a rat.
What?
You know, and when I told my grandmother about the dream, she asked me, so how the rat look?
Yeah.
And I told her that a rat have a bushy tail, and she said, no, that's probably a squirrel. That's not a rat.
Yeah.
Rat now have no bushy tail. Rat then can take them tail and bore coconut. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's some crazy shit. You know? Yeah. And then she's like, rats are not as cute as you imagine them to be. And then I heard a rat make some sounds, and I'm like, ugh, get away from me.
Because your thing is sounds. You're big on sound. Because
yes.
You don't see, so your thing is sounds, voices, tones, textures, and all that. That's what really makes up the things in your mind.
It's sound is a part of it. Yes. So how it works basically is my sense of hearing and my sense of touch, especially. They, you know, it's like it's connected to my mental. So whatever I perceive through those, it's basically my sight. You know, for example, you know, you'll never hear a blind person say they hear. They'll always say they see. If you hear them say they hear, it's because whatever they're hearing is completely auditory. But if it's, for example, like if I'm watching a movie, based on the dialogue and conversations that I hear and the sounds I hear, like if I'm on thumb somebody in my mouth, boof, teeth drop out, I'm gonna know based on the sound. Yeah. And he's gonna you cough up blood and stuff. Spit out the teeth with, and he drop a grung. I'm gonna know that he got socked in the jaw. Yeah. The teeth fell, he's coughing up blood and he's spitting it out. So in my mind, I go to say, yo, you see man get fish in my mouth a while ago. But I heard it. Yeah. But it translates to my sight. Right, because it's connected to my mental. All right. It's for example, let's say I'm walking on the road and I'm going to the train station. How do I know how to turn up the steps? It's because I've done it multiple times and I've created this mental map in my head to say, all right, when you get to the train station, turn right and walk up this path and stretch the cane out, and it's going to touch this. When it touches this, push it up and it's going to climb like it's going up levels. There's going to be a rail on your right or left. You can hold on to that if you so choose. And you walk up and you swing the cane and you feel the little, you know, those dots on the sides of the that's the word, platform. Yeah. You feel those and you know, all right, don't go too much to the left or right because you're going to fall off on the tracks. You know? Yeah. And that's what I use. I create a mental map based on my environment. When I'm walking, I can the way how the ground feels beneath my feet. I use that to say, all right, I'm walking on blacktop, or the surface level change. I'm in a building and the ground is tiled, or this is marble, or, you know.
It's like, it seems like you live in a constant imagination. That's why you could write these songs as wicked as you do, because your imagination is so broad that you're always imagining it in your mind. So for you to translate that into words, into a song, it's almost like you could do that 1,000,000 times a day, all day, every day.
Why, I don't know if I can read 1,000,000 times a day, but, you know, the brain is always active. Neurons are always firing. Yeah, man.
Good, definitely. Right now, you're in Toronto for your second time here for Toronto City Splash.
Toronto. Right?
What could Toronto expect from you tonight when you hit the stage and you give them that NIGY Boy dance and your bones? What could Toronto expect?
Toronto, I gotta say it with that because you like outside of Toronto, everybody said Toronto, or Toronto. But you come here and you hear Toronto. It's just wonderful. But what can Toronto expect? Expect the glasses to disappear. It's gonna be a no glasses event.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So we operating fully blind on that stage. Come and expect the unexpected. Come and expect a show that you will never ever forget for the rest of your life. If you're my age, probably like 40, 50 years down the line, you will tell your grandkids of this. You know? I want to leave you with not a performance, but an experience that will forever resonate with you. Yeah, man.
Because I remember hearing Dr. Love when you were on The Fix. He's saying, listen, the performance you guys are going to see at Sumfest is nothing like you guys ever seen in Jamaica before. And we're saying, okay, cool. That's, as a manager, you're supposed to say that. You're supposed to hype. But when you came out the way you came out, we know, okay, this is dead ass serious. This is no joke thing. So then I guess you have an experience for us tomorrow also, tonight.
Yes. For the light so shines on me right now, I gotta deliver that. You see, Toronto is getting cold now, you know. I just come up from Jamaica with a little fire in my jacket. So I made sure to wrap it up nice and warm and easy to dash the fire out by the crowd low so we all can keep warm and cozy, you understand? Yeah, man.
Definitely. You put out a lot of singles. I know you have one of your newest songs is with Moya and you're working with DJ Frost and stuff. When are we getting a body of work?
You know, the future is filled with infinite possibilities. I say just keep your fingers crossed and always expect the unexpected as far as I'm concerned. You know, I like to keep people on their toes. No, me can't operate boring, so keep expecting and expecting until me lick you with sitting goof. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, but all in due time, man. All in due time.
That's something that you're looking forward to actually put out like a cohesive body of work?
Yeah. And I'm always hard at work. So, you know, the catalog is there. The work is there. But it's all a matter of when it's coming. It's going to come like a thief in the night. All right. You know, I got already.
Right there. Definitely, because that's what a lot of people are looking out for. They're looking out for that body of work because they see you put out the videos, they see you traveling, they see you graduate, they see the viral stuff. It's just now I think that's the only thing that they're waiting for. And I know how it seems like your mind really works. You're not going to disappoint when that drops.
No, I wouldn't want to. So how I look at things is, you know, I'm a musician and I want to give my listeners, my supporters, the people who've always been with me, the people who are joining me now, you know, the people who are running with me on my journey, I want to give them the best of me always. And if me, you know, like a body of work, me not gonna give it to you. I'm not gonna give you something cut and dry. No, I want to give you a memory that will always be at the forefront, right around you. So, yeah, man.
You understand. Your team is in here, right?
Yes.
Dr. Love,
yeah, man.
DJ Skip.
Yeah, man.
How did you connect with the two of them?
Well, connected with Doctor first, and then Doctor connect me to Skip, and it's just been a roller coaster ever since. Yeah, man. One Skip, we're skipping from plane to plane.
I know Skip and Doctor, they're enablers too. When I see you on your antics, I know Skip is the one encouraging you to go do the thing. And I know Dr. Love too is encouraging you.
Funny enough, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Oh no, I ain't. Hey, all right. For example, when I think we went to Jamaica a few months back, and we went on this floaty thingy at Margaritaville.
Yeah.
I was the one that persuaded, yo, let's go on an adventure. They tied it to the boat, and I'm like, yo, I'm going on this, whether I like it or not. And I went on it, and there was a little sitting, your hand between your legs, so two angles sitting. And I held on from there, and I leaned back on that thing, and it's leaning you back, and you have no control over your body. And when I got off, I said, it was the greatest. And they didn't like it.
Yeah.
They didn't like it, but I loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
Oh my, it's like jumping on a roller coaster. It's exhilarating. Oh Lord, my God, man. Yeah, man. So I'm the enabler of the antics a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Me no want to see it.
You listen, your personality is so crazy. You could articulate what's in your mind. That's what makes you definitely a jewel amongst the new crop of artists right now. The way how you could see things and express it. You understand? Definitely looking forward to see where you're going to be in the next year to 2 years to 3 years. You understand?
Well, I'm definitely working towards it. I want to see where I'll be too. Yeah, man.
Definitely. So as I said, you're in Toronto for Toronto City Splash. Saturday tonight, featuring yourself, Ugly Man, Isis inside the JCA. Big up Prento, he's the one that made it happen. You could get music by Magnum Force, DJ Flair, Crazy Chris, Rootsman, all that good stuff. Check out ticketgateway.com for all your advance tickets, all that good stuff. Now, We're at the end of the conversation. If there's anybody you want to big up, anything you want to say, leave some contact information where they can check you out on social media and all that good stuff before we get out of there.
Well, first of all, I want to know why Ugly Man is his name Ugly Man. Like, what the? Yo. That me have to do first. But I just want to big up all my fans, all my supporters for trotting with me on this journey. You know, it's been difficult. It's been a slow and steady movement, but we're doing it, and things are only possible because of you. You know, so I gotta say thanks to you all. You all know where to find me. I not even have to tell you, but still me have to mention. Instagram at NIGY Boy again. That's NIGYBOY again. TikTok at NIGY_boy again. NIGY_boy again. Bookings, you don't know link. Adrian Francis at Francis Management. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And you know, before we go, we need an acapella before you go, right? You're going to get us out of here with an acapella.
So you don't want to wait? No.
We're going to get our acapella, then they're going to get their full tune.
Ladies, let me say something to you. Yes, when you come and City Splash tonight, this is my message to you. If you ever change your mind how about leaving him behind, and all your garments too. Oh, bring to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me. Yeah. City Splash tonight, you know, already. Yeah, man.
NIGY, your vibe, your energy, listen, so much further to go. Big up man like Prento, Dr. Love, DJ Skip, everybody that made this happen. You understand?
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
One Prento, one Doctor, one Skip. Yeah, man. Movement. A clip. You
get it. I'm going to sneak in this last one here. Is your grandfather still alive?
No, he passed.
Oh, he passed. Okay, because I'm pretty sure he would have been so amazed to see what you've done with his personality inserted into your mind from there.
A lot of times, I reflect back and I say to myself, I kind of wish he was still alive to see what he prophesied. Because he was one of those persons, ever since I was young, 2-3 years old, he was like, yo, you're going to be one of the greats of the world, one of the Stevies, one of the Rays. He used to make drumsticks to give me to go to boarding school.
Okay.
You know, and he sings too, you know, so we would always be singing together. Like if there's a wedding, he sings before I go on and I sing after. Mm-hmm. There's a funeral, he sings, then I sing. And then it's kind of crazy because the same year I migrated was the same year he passed. It's insane.
Yeah. One of those things there.
Yeah,
again, you know what I mean? But big up yourself same way.
Every time, man, every time.
You know what I mean? And boss lady, who's the boss lady?
Oh, introductions. The boss lady is my trusted caretaker.
Mm-hmm.
Without her, can't put together. Starve a road.
Yeah. Because I could see, even when it comes to your dressing and stuff, they have you 100% put together, boss.
She's on point always, man. Always.
So big up the boss lady.
Salute. Yeah, man.
You understand? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast, and we are out. Bam. This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinemusichut.com.